Hey guys, in this video I wanna see if it's possible to beat GTA 5 without pressing LT on an Xbox controller or L2 on a PlayStation controller. That means that we are not allowed to brake or drive backwards when we're in a vehicle, and we are also not allowed to aim with any weapon. That sounds crazy guys, I know. And before the video starts guys, please tell me in the comments right now if you think if it's possible or not. Would be interesting to know. And also if you don't want to miss any more videos on my channel, then don't forget to subscribe right now as well. So the game of course starts with the prologue in Ludendorff, and here we're already getting in trouble pretty soon, because right after the game started it wants us to do that. Oh my god, did we already fail in the first minute or what? But no guys, of course we didn't, because all you have to do here is just turn away from the hostages, then quickly press RT to shoot, turn towards the hostages again, and then you're in this kinda aim position, and thank god the game lets this count. So we already solved the first problem. But yeah, sadly this mission isn't over yet, because we already have to face the second problem only about 1 minute after that. Because here we have to kill this police officer who holds Michael, and the problem is whatever I did, I always shot Michael and couldn't kill the police officer without aiming. So is that actually already the end? Can we not kill this police officer without pressing LT? No guys, of course not. Because then I realized that I just have to change some settings. So far I have used assisted aim, and all you have to do is change to free aim, and then you can easily kill the police officer and Michael is fine. The rest of the mission is pretty easy again. All we have to do is kill some police officers, then escape with the car without braking and driving backwards of course, and here we go. First mission completed. After that we have to make a little race against Lamar as Franklin, but that's not really hard again, and escaping the cops isn't really hard either. In the next mission we have to search this garage and then kill a few dudes, and to be honest guys, it's not really that much harder to aim with this kind of animation than with the real aim animation. But yeah, believe me guys, we will still get in trouble a few more times today. So next, Michael's yacht gets stolen and we also have to save his son, but that mission isn't really hard without pressing LT again. But now guys, it's getting really tricky in the mission pulling favors again. What we have to do is steal a tow truck, and then we have to tow a specific car. And believe me, without driving backwards, that mission was absolute cancer. I didn't really know how to tow this car. I tried to drift towards it, I tried to crash into it, but nothing seemed to work. But don't worry guys, I was really creative and then I found a solution. So what I did is I placed the tow truck right in front of the car as close as I could. Then I stole a random NPC car, then I crashed into the car that we have to tow from behind, and here we go. Perfect, we can finally tow this car and finish the mission. For the next missions I didn't have any problems at all, so I'm not even gonna mention it. We could save Tracy, remove the virus from the Life Invader computer, kill the Life Invader founder and CEO Jay Norris, and even prepare the first heist, the jewel store heist. For that one I used the option A, which was the loud version by the way, and I didn't have any problems with it as well. So far we already finished the first heist and didn't have to press LT or L2 once. Let's hope that our luck continues. In the first mission with Trevor, all we have to do is kill a few bikers, so that's no problem at all. But then guys, it's the first time that we seriously get in trouble. Because in the mission Nervous Ron we have to climb up this water tower with Trevor and use the sniper rifle to kill a few dudes. And here the game actually forces us to press LT in order to use the scope of the sniper rifle to zoom into Ron. And seriously guys, I tried everything I could so we don't have to press LT, but sadly it's not possible. I tried to climb off the water tower, but then the mission is automatically failed. I even tried to use the zoom of my mobile phone camera, but the game doesn't let it count. So sadly we already know now that it's not possible to beat GTA 5 without pressing LT or L2 once. But guys, I decided not to give up yet and actually divide this challenge into 3 categories. So now I'm counting how many times I have to use LT for aiming specifically, how many times for braking, and how many times for driving backwards. So for aiming we had to press LT once now, and thank god we can just hold LT and we don't have to zoom out and zoom in again. So it's only one time needed in this mission. In the same mission, we actually also have to fly a plane and land it without braking. That wasn't easy, but it's possible at least, so I could land without braking or driving backwards. So after this sad moment, we have to complete a few more easier missions, for example burning down the farmhouse of the O'Neill brothers, then blowing up a whole area by putting sticky bombs on some trailers, and then of course save Tracy from fame or shame and chase this Laszlo guy with a truck. But then guys, it happened. Michael has to do yoga with Amanda and her coach, and for this mission you need a lot of fucking buttons. And once again the game forces you to press LT here in order to breathe. And don't be shocked now guys, you need to press LT 14 times here. But wait a second guys, for this mission we don't need to brake, we don't need to drive backwards, and we don't need to aim as well. So I actually let this count into a fourth category, which I just call random uses of LT. I think that's fair enough, and it's still a challenge to complete the game without braking and driving backwards. So a bit later, after this yoga mission, you all know it guys, Michael's son Jimmy gives Michael drugs. And the family moves out of his house. And as sad as Michael is in this situation, we are also getting in trouble soon again. Because in the mission where we have to save this guy that gets tortured, we have to use a sniper rifle with Franklin again. But good news this time, the game doesn't force us to press LT in order to use the scope. We already used the scope. That one was really lucky, I have to admit. And now, right after this mission guys, we're getting in serious trouble again. And this time guys, I almost had to use LT for braking and driving backwards. In this mission we had to use a handler to pick up 2 containers and place them in a specific area. And it was extremely tricky to pick up this container and turn around without pressing LT to drive backwards. And to be honest, without this one specific trick, it would have been impossible. So what you have to do here is use RB to use the handbrake of that thing, and then for some reason, I don't know why, you can get out of there. I think that's a little glitch here actually guys, but as I said already, without that it would have been impossible. So of course I used this method, but believe me guys, that was by far not it. Because then we somehow have to place this container in that area without driving backwards after that. And as you can see, the container is right in front of the vehicle. So how is that gonna work? I tried for several hours to find a solution for this, but I just couldn't. The problem is when I'm for example driving, and while I'm driving I drop down the container gets destroyed instantly, so we have to try the whole mission again. Then I got really creative again because I picked up the container, left the vehicle and took a truck from outside in order to place the container on top of the truck. So maybe that works, I thought. But no, for some reason the container always got destroyed from that when I started driving with the truck. So I had absolutely no idea anymore how I can fix this problem. But after trying and experimenting for another 3 hours, I found a solution for that. So what I did is I normally used the handler to pick up the container and drive to the area and drop the container right into it. But then I went out again and stole a truck from outside. But this time I didn't use the truck to pick up the container, but I used the truck to crash into the container and move it away from the handler. And that actually worked for some reason. I don't know why the container didn't get destroyed this time, but okay, it worked. We solved the problem. We didn't have to press LT in this mission as well for braking and driving backwards. The next missions after that are pretty easy again, so I'm not even gonna talk about them right now. But the next tricky mission was Hotel Assassination. What we have to do is assassinate a specific target with Franklin without getting caught. And I think the game actually wants you to do this with a sniper rifle, but thank God I could find another way. What I did is that I just used a proximity mine, so when the target drives over it, it instantly gets killed. So after putting it on the ground, we just have to go back into the parking garage and we are not getting caught. And now we have to complete one of the last missions where we're getting in serious trouble. Because what we have to do is torture this guy in order to find information about a person that we have to kill with Michael and a sniper rifle. Sniper rifles are really bad for this challenge. And this time, guys, we're sadly not lucky again, and the game forces us to press LT in order to use the scope of the sniper rifle. And now, bad message incoming, we have to do this 3 times in the same mission. That means that our LT counter for aiming goes up to 4. Sadly, there's absolutely no way around it. You have to use the scope for 3 times in order to kill this guy. But okay, at least our braking and driving backwards counter is still at 0. Thank God we don't have to use LT for the submarine in order to control it. That's a really good message, and we're not getting in trouble here. But then we have to prepare us for the Merryweather heist, and we have to steal a tow truck. And sadly, the way how the tow truck is parked here is absolutely bad. Because as you can see, the car of this guy next to the tow truck is sadly damaged, so we can't drive away with that one. And it doesn't really seem like that we can go out of there without driving backwards with the tow truck. But only a few minutes later, I realized something. You can actually use the car of that guy. It really seemed like that you can't drive this car from that dude, but you actually can. So what I did is I just drove that car out of the way, and here we go. Problem solved. The other preparation missions for the Merryweather heist were pretty easy again, but the Merryweather heist itself wasn't really easy. Once again, we have to use the sniper rifle with Franklin to kill some dudes. Thank God the game doesn't force us to press LT to zoom because we're already in the scope, but we also can't zoom in. So we have to kill those dudes when the scope is zoomed out a lot. It took me some time until I could kill all of those guys, but in the end I could also complete this mission without pressing LT. Blitzplay wasn't really challenging as well. We had to use a garbage truck to block the road, but thank God the game did that for us. Once again, the next missions after that weren't really challenging as well. Then we had to use the camera of this helicopter in order to spot some people, but thank God we didn't have to press LT for that as well. Chasing the C-type and then stealing and escaping with it wasn't really hard as well, so here we go. Sometime later I was afraid of this mission again because we had to fly a plane, but all we had to do is fly into the cargo plane, kill a few dudes and then parachuting out of it and land safely on the ground. After that, the game wasn't really challenging for a long time. There was only one more sniper mission where we had to kill a few dudes, but that wasn't a problem because we already used the scope without pressing LT. The next big heist, the Paletto score, wasn't really hard as well. We don't need LT for any of those missions. And then we were only in trouble for one more time. We had to blow up the doors of this container so Michael can go into it, and until he's out again we have to kill many dudes. The first dudes are coming with the boat, so that's no problem. All we have to do is use the grenade launcher or anything to blow them away. But then there are many dudes on top of this bridge, and the game wants us to use the sniper rifle here, mainly because it's really hard to see those guys. But after retrying this mission for a couple of times, I knew their locations and I could easily shoot them down with any weapon. The other guys are coming with a helicopter again, so that's no problem. We don't have to use the sniper rifle for this mission, and we don't have to use LT once again for aiming. So yeah, as I said already, the next missions aren't really a challenge anymore. Even the last heist wasn't hard to complete without pressing LT. And in the end, where we have to decide if we kill either Michael or Trevor or leave them all alive, it wasn't a problem as well. No matter if you kill Michael or Trevor or leave them alive, you don't have to press LT in all of those missions. So that means, guys, we finished the whole game GTA 5 without pressing LT once for braking or going backwards. We had to use it 4 times in 2 missions for aiming and 4 times for random stuff, which was yoga. So in the end, I'm pretty proud of this result. We at least completed 50% of the challenge. You always have to keep in mind, guys, that GTA 5 is a very, very huge game. So only pressing LT for 8 times is a very good result in my opinion. If you enjoyed this video, guys, and you don't want to miss any more in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. That would be cool. Also, comment under this video if you have any ideas for future challenges. And I'm out for today. Have a really great time, everyone. Bye. Bitches.